What's up, you guys? It's serious but not too serious, and welcome back to Let's Play. This is called Echoes of the Fae, Episode 1, The Fox's Trail. Now this is a demo for, I think it said it was a visual novel, but it looked really interesting and I liked the art style and stuff, so let's get going. I don't like random noises.
Humans aren't supposed to use magic. That's what the Leshen say, at least. They fought a 30-year war to stop us from using our machines to draw energy from the Fae. It didn't work. In the last days of the war, a few Leshen radicals staged an attack on the Fae reactor in the city of Onagrad. They vaporized most of the city and killed thousands of innocent civilians. It ended the war, but not like they hoped.
Wow, this sounds familiar.
Horrified by the actions of their leaders, moderate Leshen overthrew their government and sued for peace. The immolation of Onagrad changed everything. It changed the relationship between our two peoples, bringing an end to the war, but deepening our mistrust and hatred. It changed the landscape of human society, sending small city-states running to the growing empire for protection. And it changed me, because I was there. Humans aren't supposed to use magic, but now I can. I just can't control it very well.
Let's see how that goes.
Sophia? Not again!
Kitty! I like Kitty. I'm gonna leave it paused long enough, because like how long I read it, if you guys want to, you can pause the dialogue too, but I have to read it anyway. I'm not gonna read it out loud like I did with Fran. And it's because in this case, you have a voice already given to you as an example. And I can't replicate those voices. So.
Now what?
Apparently the kitty didn't like that.
Sophia?
If you guys don't know how visual novels work, at least in some cases, your choices change the course of the game. So like if you play Atome games, not that I play Atome games or anything, but your choices shape the story. Oh shit, this is bad. Okay.
Don't panic!
You say as you panic.
Lady Rieckhoff would love to see you, miss, but unfortunately she's a little under the weather. Fortunately, I'm here. I'm her associate, Paramon Irkaldi. How may we be of service?
Irkaldi, you are from beyond the forest. What are you doing here so far from home?
See what I mean by I like the arts? The background's not really that inventive, but the actual characters themselves are well developed color-wise, and it's really nice to see a change of pace in terms of like where sometimes you have like a simplistic art style. This is actually really complicated because there's lots of texture, there's lots of color, shadows, changes in the scheme. It's really nice, and the characters seem pretty developed. with their attire.
It is a long story. One that I suspect we do not have the time for, if you have come to ask for Lady Rieckhoff's services.
Indeed. I have come about my son. I believe he is here in Vodotsk, and I need you to find him.
Ignore that. Sorry.
Not to turn down work, but all Leshen who have chosen to remain in former occupied territories are required to register with the county guard. I can direct you to their offices, but I believe it would be a waste of money to hire us.
He won't be on the rolls.
Is he here illegally? We don't.
He's dead. Or at least that is what I was told 3 months ago. But I know it's not true. Oh, how cute. Is this your cat?
Yes, this is my cat. But she's not supposed to be out in the front room. She's supposed to stay in the back so she doesn't bother the customers.
It's no problem. I have a strong affinity to cats. How long have you cared for her?
It's not...
Yes?
Tell me more about your son.
Good job, Herman.
His name was Fulren. Fulren Ir-Adik. He was serving as a guard in a prison camp just outside the city.
If he's still alive, he'd be smart to return to the forest. These people have forgiven many of us, but if he...
No, it wasn't like that. Fulren was a kind man, and in fact, that's why he died. Or so I was told.
I really like her haircut.
What do you mean?
I'm not talking much, because there's dialogue, and much different than Virginia. So much dialogue. I love this so much more.
You know how things were in the last days of the war. The Ir Dune did everything they could to prevent the surrender to the humans.
I know that better than anyone. I was at Onigrad.
Did you witness the immolation?
Shush!
It's fine if you don't want to talk about it. But if I'm going to hire you, I have to ask.
I was not one of the instigators. I was a medic. I had no idea what the Ir Dune were going to do. If I had known...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. It's just I had to be sure.
Tell me what happened to your son.
Days before the surrender, the Ir Dune came to the camp, ordered all the human prisoners killed. But Fulren and the guards refused. They stood up to the Ir Dune and helped some of the prisoners escape.
I see. And why do you think he's still alive? Can you still feel him through the Fae?
No, but I didn't feel him die either. Perhaps it was when I was asleep. But still, I do not believe. Is this cat bonded to you?
Oh, no. No, of course not. Nothing like that.
I sense something.
I love how he does like the Professor X little temple hold. It's funny.
Just a protection ward. I was practicing. That's all.
Fulren had a bonded animal. A fox. A friend said that she saw it here in Vodotsk, near the Krovakin Church in the South Market Square. That's why I believe he is here.
And that is why you believe he is alive?
Have you lost a parent, Herman Irkaldi? Or Dune forbid, a child? You know when they die. You feel them leave you.
You said you cannot sense Fulren anymore.
But I know he did not leave.
Then what do you believe happened?
Someone here is keeping him prisoner. I don't know why. Revenge, perhaps, for the immolation or the occupation before it.
I'm sorry. We can't take the case. Ow! You don't really mean...
You guys completely missed some of this dialogue. I'm so sorry. If I could go back, I would. But let's just go on from here.
Don't you dare!
I won't. But this new ability could be really damn useful for solving cases. You shouldn't have turned that lesson away.
I would have turned that case down even if you weren't dabbling with dangerous high magic. But now, I can't let you take any cases at all. As your doctor, I must advise a minimum of 3 days of house arrest. The practice of transmogrification can cause many strange side effects to beginners. Following a transformation, you are likely to experience dizzy spells, muscle cramps, confusion, and you may sporadically exhibit behavior similar to the animal you inhabited.
You know, I use what did you call it?
Transmogrification. Polymorphy.
I use it every day. I have for months.
No, you haven't.
You saw my scars. Those didn't just go away.
That's an entirely different thing. It's practically low magic. You could find a dozen human witches out in the Reach who could give you a glamour that does the same thing.
What's the difference?
Think about it, Sophia. You are changing how much mass you have, your shape, the way you move.
I feel fine, and there's no way I'm staying in this dusty heap of bricks for 3 days. I am taking that case.
You... Health concerns aside, Tiatha's case will only lead to trouble. Her son might have been disappeared around the time and place of the immolation. Yes, you see? Investigating his case would open up old wounds from the war for anyone involved. And I'm afraid that might be the point of it all.
The point of it all?
Tiatha Ir Adek, that woman who was just here, is hundreds of years old.
Wow. I sure hope being bathed in Fanergy gives me the same vitality you all have. But what does this have to do with anything?
Many Leshen, especially our elders, are still loyal to the Irdun. They may want to restart the war.
Where do we come in?
I fear she may be using us, puffing the bellows at the embers of the war, inflaming the tensions between our people. Even if she's telling the truth, we risk reigniting tensions. Whoever hides a prisoner of war long after its conclusion must certainly bear a grudge on his enemy. Perhaps humans who enjoy seeing Leshen suffer.
The war happened. We can't change that. We just have to deal with the consequences and move on. Besides, we need the money.
We just got paid for a case yesterday.
Well, yeah, I spent it. Some of it. Most of it.
On what?
Booze, mostly. But I also discovered this new treat at the Dastra bar. It's this little glowing mushroom that you drop into hot tea and...
Forget I asked. I've given up trying to keep track of the substances you abuse. You're going to kill yourself one of these days if you're not careful.
Make up your mind. Am I going to kill myself, or is the magic going to do it for me?
We can't predict.
Exactly!
Did you ever stop and consider that this drug that you took might have aggravated your attunement to the Fae? And that's why you turned into a cat?
Smart man. So you see now why we have to take Tiatha's case. We have to get some more of the mushroom and see if I can learn any more tricks. Come on, Haramon. Stop being such a worry wart. This will be a breeze. And the next time, it's your turn to book the winnings, so you can use it to pay for rent or whatever.
And what if I spend the money on whatever I fancied? A Pegasus, perhaps? Or silk reins and a cushioned saddle?
I'd be impressed if one case could fund all that. But I would say, go for it!
And then you would be homeless, because no one paid rent.
Pretty easy to find shelter when you can turn into a cat.
Why do I even bother?
There's so much sass in this girl, I'm so happy.
I'm not worried though, because I know you'll give the money to our landlord. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yatha walked out on us, so there's no case as of yet. I have a client to catch.
What?
I'm Sofia Naivna Rykov, private investigator, at your service.
Actually,
I think.
how is that?
Yes.
Oh,
I've got this. Anyway,
Heraman Ilkaldi.
Can you give me any more details?
My Fulrun.
I feel like that would give me more.
Have you considered?
If that's true.
May the Fae guide us. Don't jump to conclusions. Would you agree?
Curious.
face does not look happy. See, that's an angry face.
Huh?
I believe. As it should be.
Let me think. But you said...
How was that? Do not be fooled. If you ask me,
This game sounds very familiar.
That's all for now.
I must know.
How did this get here?
They should have just kept with the voice acting rather than trying to do the short emotional cues.
How did this get here?
In that case, splendid.
I've got this.
I can accept that.
Okay. So I guess I gotta go that way. I'm sorry guys, I'm just tired. Oh, it's almost midnight, I'm tired. Okay. Inspector. Is this the church? I would assume it is because of the...
Hello there, stranger. What brings you to our church?
That has sounded kind of... okay.
Maybe?
You're looking for a fox?
Look up like, really?
I don't recognize you. Are you a new member of the flock?
It's not like that.
Is there a reason why? That's your mistake. After all, Lady Esther has time for you.
Blah, blah, blah.
What do you mean by that?
Uh-oh.
No? Of course not. Why would an elf come here? Lady Esther does not watch over their people. Lady Esther is not the same as June. What has Esther done for the elves? Did she come through the Fae for the elves? Did she die for the elves so they could learn from her?
See what I mean by this? Sounds familiar.
Maybe?
Miss, you should not speak such words here. This is...
Sister Amelia, please lower your voice. This is no way to treat a guest.
But this woman...
The church is open to believers and non-believers alike.
She comes here and openly mocks our teachings. Heretical questions.
What has gotten into you, sister? Please, return to your quarters until you are calm. Again, I must apologize for Sister Amelia. Please, allow me to begin this introduction anew. I am Patriarch Arkady Dmitrievich Vanzen. Ah, House Rykov. The hunt is not without honor.
That's cute.
Only those I have ministered to. She is a generous patron of the church. It is surprising that you do not follow in her footsteps, but alas, Esther has not made herself clear to you. Sister Amelia must be feeling under the weather. I've never seen her so caustic. Very strange.
See, I'm not gonna start out with that. I think she's hiding something, because that sounds very bad. I'm gonna end this episode here, because these episodes are gonna be long. So, that's that for this episode of... I've forgotten the name of the game already. Crap. It's something about Faye. It's the Fox's Trail. If you liked it, hit the like button below, share it with a friend, share a comment with me, I'll respond. And as always, stay you, stay awesome, and stay amazing. And as always, I'll see all you dudes in the next video. Bye bye.